Why do good people experience heartbreaks, cheating, disappointments, failures? For 3 years, maybe will go away in 3 months. Divinity in every person, power in every person, healing capacity in every person. There is nothing random in the universe. Even medicines which have worked for other people will not work for this person. You have to experience and develop inner strength. Take to sadhana. Remember God. Surrender your problems. Try to improve yourself. We can prepare ourselves while we are living in such a way that when death comes, it doesn't cause fear. What a person thinks of, is feeling, especially at the time of their death, plays a big role in what they will eventually experience in their next life. Nahi kali karam na bhakti viveku ram naam avlambane. He doesn't want to change my circumstances, he wants to change me. Sukhasya dukhasya na kopi data paro dadati ti kubuddhi resha. It is your sadhana today that can play a big role in how it eventually turns out. Karma should never be seen as a punishment. It should be seen as an opportunity to release and free yourself up from the past. Return to who you are. Return to your divine self. The scriptures don't talk of karma as punishment. It is your Purusharth. It is your actions. Whether the person has positive beliefs and a mental makeup that allows them to deal with a situation appropriately, that is the question we need to ask. The doctor had given up, but these people are out of those illnesses. Tasmat shastram pramanante. Karya vivastitau. If God is always watching over us, then why is there so much suffering in the world? If you feel that they are not doing any sadhana, but they are very, very lucky, if God is ever loving, ever compassionate, ever present, always watching over us, then why is there so much suffering in the world? If you have ever looked up at the sky and wondered, why is life so unfair? And why is it that your prayers are not being answered? Then this video is for you. So many times we look at people and we immediately remark, oh, he's such a wonderful person. But why is he suffering so much? Or perhaps you've experienced this in your own life. You had very good intentions. You did everything that possibly should have been done. Yet you experienced failure. Immediately the feeling comes, is God really there? If he is there, then why didn't he help me? Why do good people experience heartbreaks, cheating, disappointments, failures? Why didn't God intervene if he is there? First of all, let's see what the scriptures say about this. Because as Lord Krishna tells Arjuna in the Gita, Tasmat Shastram Pramanamte, Karya Vivastitau. When in doubt, refer to the scriptures. Our scriptures talk of the concept of karma. If you look at it from the point of view of when a person is born, there is inequality there, right? Someone is born in a palace. Someone is born with all richness around them. And you can see how abundant they are in every way from the time they are born. But somebody else is born perhaps on the streets. Someone is born to really happy, healthy parents. Someone is born to parents who are suffering themselves, who are going through so many problems in life. So from the time the person is born, you will see things are not equal. And so the scriptures tell us, observe it from the time you take birth, not just later in your life. Because when you start observing this fact that each person is born in a certain family, certain environment, certain household, to certain parents, to certain families, this itself shows there is more than what can meet the eye. There is more than what we think we know. And they again push us to the concept of karma to understand this better. That there must be some source, some logic behind what you see. The inequality you see at the time of birth itself is not a coincidence. It's not random. There is nothing random in the universe. There is some history before a person comes. For example, today if you look at a person, an individual, he's a product of his environment. He's a product of the actions he's been taking, the company he keeps. Someone else who goes to the same school, same college or same workplace is very different. Their personalities are different. So their actions are different, their habits are different. Then Perhaps that is why their circumstances and maybe their results may be different. Many times the circumstances are the same. Let's say there is a lot of stress in the office. Two people are undergoing the same stress in the office. But one deals with that stress differently. Another one mentally is perhaps stronger, and so his reactions are more controlled. So each person ultimately is dealing with the situation, managing it basis his or her awareness level, understanding level, their connection with themselves, their perspective about life. If someone is very bitter about life, even medicines which have worked for other people will not work for this person. We have all seen such cases. But when someone is really positive, they have strong willpower. We have all seen this in our homes, neighborhood, in perhaps many friend circles, that these people recover faster. Or somehow the doctor had given up, but these people are out of those illnesses. And everyone is wondering, how did this magic happen? So, this takes us to think deeply on this question, that it is a person's mind that behaves very differently in such cases. Each person's mind, mental strength, willpower, personality, energy is very different. So when we say, why do good people suffer? We are looking at their outer actions. We are looking at what they have done, how they behave, but we are not looking at what is going on internally. For example, we don't even know what is going on in our subconscious mind. There could be so many memories of the past, so many negative beliefs which we are not aware of. So, whether the person is good or bad is not the question. Whether the person has positive beliefs and a mental makeup that allows them to deal with a situation appropriately, that is the question we need to ask. Because the scriptures don't talk of karma as punishment. They don't say that you have to suffer. They say you have to experience and develop inner strength. Return to who you are, return to your divine self. That means karma should never be seen as a punishment. It should be seen as an opportunity to release and free yourself up from the past. The scriptures use the word prarabdha. That means out of all the karma that has been generated by you in so many lifetimes, the soul has chosen what to undergo in this particular lifetime. While all that you have to experience will show up in your life, it is also your own effort. It is your Purusharth. It is your actions. It is your sadhana today that can play a big role in how it eventually turns out to you. So, while suffering from an illness can be your prarabdha, what that illness does to you, how long it lasts, and how do you deal with that pain and suffering ultimately comes from what you're doing today. Which is why the scriptures say, take to sadhana. Remember God. Surrender your problems. Try to improve yourself because you have come here to release and free yourself from all the negative feelings. So, while it is easy to judge and say, oh, he's a good person, he's not a good person, no one is experiencing anything that they have not carried with themselves in their karmic patterns. If someone is going through something good today, if you feel that they are not doing any sadhana, but they are very lucky, let us not judge and say that he is undeserving. Maybe he is carrying some past actions which are now working out in his favor. But if he is not doing any good today, he is not doing his sadhana today, if he is being unfair to others today, when the past good actions are all over, he's experienced all the good in his life, then how will he deal with the negative karma? If he's not doing any good work today, he will fall flat in negative times. But if you are suffering today, if something negative has happened, but you have not lost your inner strength, you have not given up, you continue working on yourself, perhaps what was to last in your life for 3 years maybe will go away in 3 months. That is what your effort and grace of God can do. And so, it is important to not see a person as weak. No one is weak. Even as a therapist, as a coach, if you will be looking at people who have problems, a real coach and therapist will never see the person as a victim, will never see the person as weak. Why? because the scriptures also stand for divinity in every person, power in every person, healing capacity in every person. So today, while times are tough, tomorrow can be better. And you can all free yourselves up from the negative karmas by doing your best, leaving the rest to God. In fact, our scriptures also tell us what a person thinks of, is feeling, especially at the time of their death, plays a big role in what they will eventually experience in their next life. So, we don't know how we will be reacting to death when it comes. But we do know one thing: we can prepare ourselves while we are living in such a way that when death comes, it doesn't cause fear. When death comes, we can allow ourselves to transition more easily, smoothly, and with a lot of power and grace. So, today itself, if you feel life is unfair, remember Sukhasya Dukhasya Nakopi Data Paro Dadatiti Kubuddhi Resha. No one is causing happiness or sorrow. It's all your own past that is playing out. Tulsidas ji had said something wonderful in the Shri Ramcharitmanas, and which is a lesson for all of us. Nahi kali karam na bhakti viveku ram nam avlambaneku. He said, perhaps the energy of the Kali Yuga will be such that man may not be able to do much, but only and only if he resorts to the name of God, if he takes the lotus feet of God, if he surrenders to God, connects with his name, invites God's protection and love in his life, he will pass and go through this ocean of life with power and grace. And he will not have to suffer. There may be problems, but he will not suffer. And one thing is for sure: man will not give up. That is a lesson for all of us. The name of God has that power. Giving your best has that power. Acceptance of what is has your power. And remind yourself that if God wanted to stop something, He could. But perhaps He doesn't want to change my circumstances, He wants to change me. And so, let me work towards transforming myself. Let me not allow even one day to go without me becoming a better person. Because ultimately, whatever good I do in my life is going to add up to my karma balance. Let me add more and more positivity in my life so that the balance in my account increases. And when really there is a need, God will allow me to withdraw the good from my karma account. Here's wishing you all the very best. Namaste. If you enjoyed this video, then do share it with others, subscribe to this channel, and stay connected with all the tools and techniques I'm sharing.